ਤਨ ਤਨ ਰਾਮਦਾਸ ਗੁਰ ਜਿਨ ਸਿਰਿਆ ਤਿਨੈ ਸਵਾਰਿਆ.
Okay, let's start by tuning in. Please bring your palms together. Inhale. Namo Gurudev Namo. Namo Gurudev Namo. Namo Gurudev Namo. Agre Namah, Jugagre Namah, Sakre Namah, Sri Gurudev Namah. Agre Namah, Jugagre Namah, Sakre Namah, Sri Gurudev Namah. Agre Namah, Jugagre Namah, Sakre Namah, Sri Gurudev Namah. Welcome, everyone. This is a very auspicious time. Not only was it Yogi Bhajan, the Siri Singh's birthday yesterday, it's also becoming the time of Guru Ram Das's birthday. And that's a very special time for all of us. Another reason it's a very special time is because there's a completion that's happening. Many of you know about the first edition of Dying into Life, the Yoga of Death, Loss, and Transformation. And that book went out of print about 6 years ago. I started working on the second edition then, and then so many things happened. We had COVID, and our community was thrown up into turmoil. And I started editing and adding things to it. You know, we had the teachings, and then between when it was written and now, so many people have passed in our communities. And those people modeled to us how to do the teachings. So the second edition has a lot more stories and testimonials of how people used the teachings in their death process. The exciting thing is that last night I sent the very last edits to the designer. And so the book is going to go to print this week. So it's like giving birth, because it was such a long, many-year project to do the second edition. And the second edition is much more in-depth. Like the section on suicide in the first edition was only a paragraph. In the second edition, it's much more in-depth, because suicide is such a big topic and something that's so prominent in our society. So this course today is about Jivan Mukht. And not only do our teachings of death teach us how to die with more consciousness and then how to help someone else, but they also teach us how to live better, how to live with more consciousness. And that's going to be what today's class is about Jivan Mukht. Jivan Mukht, Jivan means life, and Mukt means free. So you put that together and it means liberated while alive. Many religions have the concept about heaven and hell, that something that happens after life. But in our yogic technology, we believe that heaven and hell happens right here while you're alive. And so we can train ourselves of how to be liberated while we are alive. And then that consciousness will go with us when we are transitioning into death and to whatever comes next for us after that. In our yogic philosophy, we believe in karma and dharma. Karma is when we live our life according to fate and our ego, and that will follow us into death. Dharma, conversely, when we live a life of dharma, that's our highest truth. And then we will experience heaven on earth. When we're living in our ego, of course, then we're living hell on earth. So today we're going to explore some of those concepts about Jivan Mukht. There's actually 5 concepts that we are going to explore. And before we go any further, we're going to start the class with a beautiful meditation that one of the graduates of our first training is going to do with us today, Mehrabani Kaur. And about a year ago, I was ready to be done with the book. And then I realized there were more edits that had to happen, but I wanted to start a training. And so we used an older version of the edits for the course. And we started a course last January, and we ended the course the first week in June. It was an almost 6-month course. And Mehrabani Kaur was one of the graduates of that course. It was an incredible course, and I'll talk about that more later. But I wanted for Mehrabani to share with us the first meditation that we're going to do today, which is the meditation to conquer self-animosity. And it's so important in life that we are able to face our ego and forgive ourselves, because not only will that bring heaven and earth, but it will go with us into death, that we're able to forgive ourselves. So Mehrabani, can you please teach us the meditation, and that will kind of set our class for us.
Sandam, good morning, everyone. So please sit tall. Whether you're sitting in easy pose or sitting on a chair, plant your both feet on the ground and have a light neck lock to engage and commit to stillness within this meditation. So the eyes will be focused at the tip of the nose, slightly open. There's no mantra, it's only on a pranayama. But there's a mudra. So bringing the hands, I'll just lower the view. So bringing the hands into fists and the thumbs are out. Connect the fists together and the thumbs together. So they're well connected. And bring the hands at the level of the heart. And so begin just settling into the posture, being perfectly still. And our breath will be in this pattern. As you inhale through the nose, long and deep, exhale completely through the mouth. And smoothly inhale through the mouth again. And exhale completely through the nose. And continue this pattern.
Mehabani, can you repeat for people that are just being admitted?
Certainly. So bring the fists, hands and fists at the level of the heart. The thumbs are extended up. Connect the fists together and the thumbs. And bring the hands to the heart level. And the tip of the nose, the eyes slightly open. And if everyone else can mute yourselves. And the breath is breath pattern as you inhale through the nose, exhale smoothly through the mouth, inhale through the mouth, and exhale through the nose, and become perfectly still.
Thank you.
Inhale deeply, stretch the arms overhead and keep stretching. And we'll do this 3 more times. Exhale, inhale, stretch. Stretch the spine. Exhale. And again, inhale, stretch. Exhale. Last time, inhale, stretch. Exhale and bring the hands to relax down. So this is a form of forgiveness of self. It's a recognition that we are Satnam. And so this meditation supports our authentic divine self, so we can meet life and death in all its splendor. Satnam.
Satnam.
Thank you, Meher Bani. Since I know you have to leave, can you just give us a short testimonial about the training?
Yes, of course. Where to begin? It just was a wonderful experience to be able to dive into this subject and to access Jivan Jyoti's enormous wealth of knowledge and experience also. But from a personal point of view, which is where I want to lead to, is yes, we are preparing to receive our own death and perhaps support others in that same process. But for me, it was a very personal experience because I had not recognized that I had not grieved my paternal grandfather. So through this whole process, this meditation, the discussions, and with our support groups and within our course, I was able to Waheguru and send my grandfather off to a brighter place. So no.
Thank you, Meher Bani. Okay. There are, for those of you that have just joined us, the course today is called Jiwan Mukht, and it's about how we can be liberated while alive. There are 5 aspects to Jiwan Mukht, to this whole process. The first one is freedom, wisdom, and experience of God, or the infinite self, can be realized and experienced while we are alive. Many religions talk about finding God, and like they have to wait until after they die. But in our yogic technology, we believe that we don't find God, we are God. God exists within us, And we are part of that divinity. So we are God also. But what we need to do is allow it, allow that divinity within us. And because of our yoga and meditation and scriptures that we do, we can experience it. It's not something that we read about. It's not something that a minister or pastor or anyone tells us about. Because of our yoga and our practices, we can experience it. And in that experience, we have that as our core. And that core is the foundation of our life. So no matter what stress, no matter what tragedies or challenges that come to us in life, we have that core. It's like our inner divine family that will protect us, hold us, support us, and be there for us in whatever we're going through in life. And in that way, we can experience then heaven on earth. It's not that hard things won't happen. It's not that challenges or stress won't happen, but we have a technology to help us manage and cope and excel, even excel, because of the stresses in our life. Because that's what brings us character. That's what makes us more compassionate human beings. But when we experience separation, and it's not because the divine or God or whatever you want to call it leaves us, we separate. They're not separating from us. So in our practices, daily, we can reconnect to that experience of being one with the one. And we have many meditations that do that in our technology. The second aspect of Jivan Mukht is that the consciousness in which we live will follow us into death and beyond. In other words, how we live our life will be reflected in our death. If you are angry in life, it's very likely that you will be angry in death. And we see this phenomenon, we see this reality in people that we know. I had a very dear friend that I witnessed his death and his transformation, his transition. And in life, he struggled. He was very stubborn and inflexible in his ideas. And in death, he struggled to let go. He kept saying, I'm not going to die. He had this very debilitating condition. Someone needs to mute themselves because we're hearing background sound. So if you're not muted, please do so. The family was called to his bedside numerous times, thinking that it was his time to go. And he resisted and resisted and struggled, saying, I'm not going to die. And in that way, it was hell for him because he couldn't let go. And it was the same in his life, that he had such a hard time letting go of his attachments. So this is one case where you can see where how he lived was reflected in how he died. And we see this over and over that how someone lives is going to be carried over to how they die. And that's why it's so important that we do our work, in life, so that we'll be more clear when our time of death comes, when our time of transition comes. Now, I'll give you a little technique. If you are experiencing, if you have a loved one or a friend who's resisting letting go, then you and other people recite Kirtan Suila for them. And that will help them if they're stuck in their death process. Other chants like Chakra Chakravarti can be used to help them access their courage. Because many times people are not letting go to death because they're afraid. They're afraid of the unknown. And that's why it's so important in life that we face our mortality and face our fear of death. And that fear can be seen in how we are living our life. These chants are not done to eliminate the process, but they're done to aid the person. So it's not a spiritual bypassing at all. It's just a tool to aid them. Just like we use meditation and yoga in our sadhana to aid us, not to avoid or be distracted from our challenges in life. They're just a tool to help us go through them with more consciousness. Okay, so we're going to do a meditation now. And this meditation is for fearlessness. We're going to, throughout this class, we're going to be doing a few meditations and to give you an experience of what we're talking about, so that it's not just talk, but that we can experience that divinity as we go. This is the Pran Bandha Matra meditation. And this meditation means that mantra or sound combination that collects, binds, and commands the life force or prana. In our usual non-liberated state, we are controlled by our attachments. Just what we were talking about, right? We become attached to our finite identity. I'm a mother, I'm a sister, I'm a singer, I'm a runner, to time and space, and that we attach it to our identity and our emotions. This mantra takes us beyond our finite attachments. It opens the door to another dimension of the self. It merges us into the unlimited sea of prana of life. And, you know, because we're finite beings, we experience ourselves as being finite. But through our technology, we can experience our infinity. And that's what will carry us in life. This mantra forges a link between us, the finite, and the universal, that creative magnetic field of energy that we call consciousness. The mantra is from Guru Nanak's Japji, and we can experience the merger into a greater pranic universal energy in life, and that training of experiencing it in life will help us to experience that in depth. It will be a habit. How we see ourselves, our emotions, they're all a habit. And so we are reprogramming ourselves for a new habit to merge with that universal, unlimited energy. This meditation can give you the capacity to become much more effective and to feel that your divine personality, to become creative and fearless. Okay. So you can either have your hands folded in your lap like this, or you can have your hands in Jiwan Mudra resting on your knees. The eyes are closed, focused up at your brow point. This is the brow point. So the eyes are closed, but then the eyes are rolled up, focused at the brow point. Now, we are not going to use a tape. I'm going to set the rhythm myself. The mantra is Pavan, 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 Pavan. Pada, Pada, Pavan, Guru. Pavan, Guru, Wahe Guru, Wahe Guru, Pavan Guru. Now, all the meditations that we're doing today, I have sent to Guru Amrit. So she will, they're on the chat. The instructions are on the chat, but they will also be sent to you, emailed to you. So you don't have to take notes. You can have access to them after class. Okay. So please close your eyes, roll the eyes up to your third eye point. Let me get a drink. So you can follow along with me, listen to me a couple of times, and then you can join in. Make sure that you're using your lips and your tongue. Pavan, 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 pavan. You're using the lips. Pada, you're using your tongue, clicking it on the top palate of your mouth. Pada. So the tongue is going behind the palate, behind the teeth. Pada, pada, pavan, guru. And notice the tongue, and you're using lips, guru, making an O sound with your mouth. Pavan guru, wahe guru, wahe guru, pavan guru. Now, to get that power, use your navel. So you're not speaking from your throat, para, para, like that. You're using the navel to get the power. So it's not para, para, pavan guru. It's using the navel. It's using the navel. Pavana, 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 pada, pada, pavan guru. So you can feel that using your navel. Feel it in your heart. It will stimulate your heart, open your heart, and open the third eye. So get into it, chant it as loud as you want, and feel the effect. Ready? Have your hands in whatever, if you're in Jiwan Mudra or in your lap, your eyes are focused up at the third eye point. Inhale. Pavana, 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 parapara, pavanguru, pavanguru, waheguru, waheguru, pavanguru. Deep breath. Pavana, 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 parapara, pavanguru, pavanguru, waheguru, waheguru, pavanguru. Pavana, 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 parapara, pavanguru, pavanguru, vaheguru, vaheguru, pavanguru. Pavana, 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 parapara, pavanguru, pavanguru, vaheguru, vaheguru, pavanguru. Pavana, 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 parapara, pavanguru, pavanguru, vaheguru, vaheguru, pavanguru. Pavana, 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 pavapara, pavanguru, pavanguru, vaheguru, vaheguru, pavanguru. Pavana, 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 pavapara, pavanguru, pavanguru, vaheguru, vaheguru, pavanguru. Pava, pavana, 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 pavapara, pavanguru, pavanguru, vaheguru, vaheguru, pavanguru. Pavana, 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 parapara, pavanguru, pavanguru, vaheguru, vaheguru, pavanguru. Pavana, 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 parapara, pavanguru, pavanguru, vaheguru, vaheguru, pavanguru. Pavana, 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 parapara, pavanguru, pavanguru, vaheguru, vaheguru. Pavanguru. Pavana, 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 parapara, pavanguru, pavanguru, vaheguru, vaheguru, pavanguru. Pavana, 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 parapara, pavanguru, pavanguru, vaheguru, vaheguru, pavanguru. Pavana, 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 pavanguru, pavanguru, vaheguru, vaheguru, pavanguru. Pavana, 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 parapara, pavanguru, pavanguru, vaheguru, vaheguru, pavanguru. Pavana, 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 parapara, pavanguru, pavanguru, vaheguru, vaheguru, pavanguru. Pavana, 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 parapara, pavanguru, pavanguru, vaheguru, vaheguru, pavanguru. Pavana, 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 parapara, pavanguru, pavanguru, vaheguru, vaheguru, pavanguru. Pavana, 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 parapara, pavanguru, pavanguru, vaheguru, vaheguru, pavanguru. Pavana, 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 parapara, pavanguru, pavanguru, vaheguru, vaheguru, pavanguru. Pavana, 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 parapara, pavanguru, pavanguru, vaheguru, vaheguru, pavanguru. Last time. Pavana, 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 parapara, pavanguru, pavanguru, vaheguru, vaheguru, pavanguru. Inhale, exhale. Be breathing long and deep. Feel the energy circulating all over your body. Feel your fearlessness. Feel your connection to the infinite. That we are so much more than our finite self. Feel that divine spirit within you, all around you, within all of us. See the God in all, feel the God in all. And by practicing this, we can feel that liberation while alive. We can feel that heaven within us while alive. We can let go of our struggle. We can let go of our hell. And in feeling our divinity, we can face life, face the challenges in life with more consciousness. We can feel our happiness and our fulfillment. And relax. Now, take a piece of paper and a pen. And flash write what your fearlessness and your divinity feels like to you. So just flash write. Don't worry about spelling. Don't worry about sentences or paragraphs. Just start dumping on the paper what your fearlessness feels like for you. And maybe ways that you've manifested it in your life. This is very short. You only have a couple of minutes, so just dump it on the paper. That's why we call it flash writing. And then if you are so inclined, put a symbol with it. A symbol that represents what you're writing. It can be like a mandala, a heart, a ray of light, whatever you want it to be, but some symbol that represents what you wrote. You're not being an artist. You're just expressing what you're feeling. And last 30 seconds, complete it. Inhale and exhale, relax. The third aspect of Jivan Mukht is life is not today and death tomorrow. We experience them and they both exist in every moment of every day. If we are saying yes or no to life? And we do that every day, don't we? If we are afraid to try something new, if we say no to life, then we are experiencing hell in life. If we're afraid to take that risk, if we're afraid to open our mind to new ideas and experiences, then we're saying no to life. If we take a risk of doing something that maybe we've never done before, something that we've always wanted to do, maybe a trip or a course or playing an instrument or calling up a friend that we've been alienated from. We take that risk. That's saying yes to life. We're saying yes to life if we embrace new ideas, maybe things that have been scary to us or that we haven't understood, that we research them, we look into it, we open our mind. We ask the person that we don't understand, tell me why you think that way. Instead of just writing them off, try to see life from their shoes. That's saying yes to life. When we have prejudices, when we shut our mind, when we're so sure, when we have stereotypes, we're so sure that we're right. That's saying no to life. That habit of either saying yes or no to life will go with us into death. And if we are being judgmental of others or judgmental of ourselves, then guess what? We are going to judge ourselves at death. If we know how to forgive and let go, we will be able to forgive ourselves in life and at death. When we judge ourselves, what are we doing? We're creating hell on earth, aren't we? When we judge someone else, we're creating hell on earth. We are creating yes to life when we give ourselves affirmations like, I'm worthy. I deserve to be happy. I will take this once in a lifetime trip to Antarctica. You know, we dare to do what we thought we couldn't. Not to be foolhardy and careless, not to know what our limitations are, but sometimes we have to stretch a bit out of our limitations. My husband has a good example for that. When he retired, he is an attorney. When he retired, he enrolled in to become a paramedic. And it's like he started another career. And for 10 years, he rode on the ambulance and he absolutely loved it. It stretched him. And he was saying yes to life, something that he had always wanted to do. He did it. And there are little and big ways that we can do it. It may be a little thing that you haven't done that you've wanted to do. Just do it. My mother lived to be 97, and she taught tap dancing until she was 96. Can you believe it? 96 years old. She's teaching tap dancing. She told me she had to be cremated with her tap shoes on. And so she was. She was cremated with her tap shoes on. My father, on the other hand, he decided that he was too old. And he spent the last years of his life watching TV. And my mother was out doing soup kitchens and teaching tap dancing and playing golf. My father was watching TV. So, you know, they were a good example for me of one person that said yes to life and one person that had said no to life. So I want you to be thinking about how you've done that in your life. Times that you said yes to life and times that you have said no to life. And get out your pen and your paper and just flash write a bucket list. What are those things that you haven't done that you would like to do? Don't worry about if it's realistic. You're just brainstorming on paper. Don't think about if it's practical. Don't think about if you're too old. Don't think about if you can't because of a bad back. Just write on your paper a bucket list. Those things that you've always wanted to do. And then you can go back later and maybe figure out a way that you could do it or do part of it or do it in a variation. So just for now, just put it on your paper. What's your bucket list? And as before, give yourself a symbol that represents living yes. Saying yes to life can be very hard, especially if it's an emotional thing. Let's say you're estranged from a friend or a family member. Saying yes to life is seeing if there's a way to reconnect. You know, maybe there's family counseling or just calling them up, sending them a card or flowers or something. So it's not just, you know, the physical doing something like playing the piano. It can be an emotional opening. and give it a give it a symbol. In psychology, they say that if you give an idea a symbol, it helps to, it's kind of like hypnosis, or it helps to imprint it in your consciousness further if you give it some kind of symbol. And finish up, last 30 seconds. Inhale and exhale. We're going to do another meditation. This one is the meditation for elevation. It strengthens the radiant body. The radiant body is the aura goes around the body. If you have a strong aura, it goes around the body in all directions in about 9 feet. On the outer edge, there's a band. That's the radiant body. The radiant body goes from the aura and extends out into infinity. There's no limit to it. There's a limit to your aura. There's no limit to your radiant body. And this meditation strengthens the radiant body and the arc line. The arc line is your halo. It goes from one earlobe to another. So like in pictures of holy people, you see their arc line. Well, we all have an arc line. We just may not be able to see it with our physical eyes, but you can feel it. You can always feel someone's arc line and their aura and their radiant body. So this meditation strengthens the radiant body and the arc line. The arc line is our nucleus. It's our nucleus light. From that, then goes out to the aura and the radiant body. So it's important to have a strong arc line to help feed the rest of your light bodies. We're going to be doing another mantra. It's a days to say a days. Ad anil nad nahat jugaju eko vase. It means, I salute thee, the primal one, timeless, pure, beyond form, and boundless. Age after age, you are one. So why do we say no to life? Why do we say no to those things that we think we can't do? Because we accept our limited self, right? So this meditation helps us to go beyond our finite and to experience our limitless self. So that's why we're expanding our radiant body. Now we also speak this mantra in a special way by pulling the navel. Use the navel for that power and the rhythm with the words. So you speak from the navel with a very projected energy. Let the pull of the navel point move the tip of your tongue. A days to say, a days. Adanil adanahat juguju echo base. So again, you're using the mouth, the lips, and you're using the tip of the tongue. This mantra strengthens the radiant body and arc line to elevate consciousness. You are addressing the finite and the company of those who are elevated themselves to serve and to heal. These are words of Guru Nanak. They're a salutation to the infinite, to the God beyond infinite God. If you master this poti, which is the 28th poti of Japji, it elevates and opens your insight, giving you intuitive knowledge of yourself and the universe. It is the yogi's humble, like prayer to the infinite in all. One repetition takes about 15 seconds. Okay, the eyes are locked down. They're gazing down beyond the tip of the nose. So the eyes are slightly open and you're gazing past the tip of the nose. The mudra, the thumb locks down the 3 fingers. The middle finger is crossed over the index finger. So the Saturn finger is over the Jupiter finger. The other fingers are locked down by the thumb. And then you put them, so they're like, it's like this. The elbows are down, forearms are up, palms are facing out, fingers are up, kind of taunt. So they're not bent like this, they're taunt, straight up. They're standing at attention. Okay, ready? Inhale, be in the posture. Ades to say ades, adanil and adanahat, chukaju echo vase, use the navel. Ades to say ades, adanil and adanahat, chukaju echo vase. Ades to say ades, adanil and adanahat, chukaju echo vase. Ades to say ades. Adanil Nadanahat Chukaju Echo Base. Ades to say ades. Adanil Nadanahat Chukaju Echo Base. Ades to say ades. Adanil Nadanahat Chukaju Echo Base. Ades to say ades. Adanil Nadanahat Chukaju Echo Base. Ades to say ades. Adanil Nadanahat Chukaju Echo Base. Ades to say ades. Adanil Nadanahat Chukaju Echo Base. Ades to say ades. Adanil Nadanahat Chukaju Echo Base. Ades to say ades. Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, a little faster, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, use a navel, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, pull the chin in, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves, Ades to say Ades, Adanil and Adanahat, Chikaju Ekoves. Inhale. Pull the rectum muscles together, pull the navel in, pull the chin back. Focus down past the tip of the nose. Staying in the posture, exhale. Inhale again. Pull the locks again, the rectum, the navel, the chin, lift the chest. Squeeze. Allow the energy to go up the spine, up the chakras. And exhale, relax. And now relax the hands down, have the hands in Gyan Mudra on the knees. Be breathing long and deep. Feel your infinity, that your energy is expanding out from your arc line, your aura, your radiant body into infinity. Very bright, expanded. When we expand our light, we expand our consciousness. This meditation was working on, we use the navel so that we can activate the Kundalini to move the energy up the chakras, out the top chakra, the top of the head. Feel your light, feel your expansion. Our limited self is only an illusion. It's a game that the mind plays with us. Feel that expansion. It's real. It's more real than our limited self. Our limited self is just our illusion. That self-defacing, self-limiting game that we play with ourselves. We can change that. We can change it in life so that we become liberated in life. We create heaven in life. And then the consciousness will follow that in death. If we practice it in life, it becomes a habit. And then the consciousness automatically knows what to do at death. Inhale. Exhale now. If there's anything you want to add to your bucket list, or if you want to change your symbol or a new symbol, after you have this, doing this meditation where you've expanded yourself, see if that changes your bucket list in any way. See if it changes your symbol in any way. You have just a couple minutes. Inhale, exhale. The fourth aspect of Jivan Mukht relates to service. So see, all these aspects I'm giving you today are aspects to obtain in order to have Jivan Mukht. So these are the qualities of Jivan Mukht. And they're very practical. The last one, the fourth one, it's not the last one, it's the fourth one, is that what legacy do you want to leave? What service are you doing, have you done in your life? And that's our legacy. And it's not just what you do, it's how you do it. My grandmother was one of the first people. Well, she was the first woman in our family to own property, because in her time she couldn't own property. She had a business. Women weren't supposed to have businesses in those days. So what she accomplished in her life was pretty extraordinary, but it was how she did it. It was the kindness that she was known for. She was known for being a businesswoman, but it was her kindness that was her legacy that was so remarkable. So, you know, you can accomplish, quote unquote, accomplish a lot of things, but it's how you do it. Who do you hurt along the way, or who do you elevate along the way? And that's our legacy. That's our Seva. It's your mission in life. What is your passion? What makes you so happy and so fulfilled that you can't not do it? And if you don't do it, then you create the hell in life. Here we go back again, heaven and hell in life. So now lots of people think of doing service as being charity. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Charity, when you do charity, there's a higher and a lower. There's the person that's doing the charity, and there's the person that's getting the charity. The person that's doing the charity is higher, right? The person that's getting the charity is looked upon as being, oh, that poor person. I'm doing them a favor. It's not Seva. Seva is when it's a blessing. You consider it to be a blessing to be doing that service. You could be doing the same thing. You could be serving meals for the homeless, but it's the attitude in which you're doing it. Is your attitude, these poor people, I'm doing them a favor? Or is the attitude of, I'm so grateful, I'm so blessed to be able to be serving in this way, and I'm learning from these people. They are teaching me lessons by being in relationship to them. They are giving something to me, not just me giving something to them. That's Seva. Seva is also, like I said, your mission. What's your passion in life? And if you don't do your passion in life, then that's how we create hell. That's how we say no to life, isn't it? So that's something for all of us to be thinking about. When you do your legacy, when you do your mission in life, things flow a lot better. It's when we are not doing our mission, then things are more of a struggle. So the person that asked me the question, I guess one of the questions I would say to you is, are you living your mission? Are you fulfilled? Okay, I would like to move now into the last aspect. The last aspect, the fifth aspect, and it's the final one, is how we prepare for death. And if we avoid it, if we don't want to look at it, if we deny it, like that man that I was telling you, where he would say, I'm not going to die, and here he was dying. But if we can prepare for death, the Native Americans, they have a lot of rituals and chanting that they do. We have Pran Sutras, we call them. They are mantras that are like keys that open up our consciousness to prepare for death. And there are different ones, like Satnam, Hari, Ram. There's some more complicated ones. And the one that we're going to practice today in this class is Waheguru. And we do Waheguru in a lot of our different courses and meditations. We do Waheguru. And the reason we do these Pran Sutras is that they open us to the infinite. And at the time of death, when you are leaving, you can start chanting one of these Pran Sutras, like Waheguru, And it helps to keep you focused on the infinite so that you don't get distracted. You don't get distracted by Maya. You don't get distracted by your loved ones. That you're able to keep your focus on the light, because that's where we're going, is to the light, to the infinite. And it helps if you practice chanting during life, then again, it's like a habit. Then your consciousness automatically goes there at the time of death. You can do it. I mean, it's a very practical thing. If you practice doing your mantra, let's say you're driving and someone cuts in front of you. Do you say blankety blank and curse the person? Or do you say wagadu? Because who knows, that may be your last breath. And is your last breath going to be cursing someone or saying waheguru to go to the infinite? So we're going to do this very special meditation now. And it's a meditation to practice death. It's a meditation on death. And you can practice this meditation before you get up in the morning. So it's a very comfortable meditation. You're lying down and you set 2 alarms, or on your phone, you set, 2 times that the alarm is going to go off. Set it for like 15 minutes before you would normally get up. And then you set it again for 15 minutes later when you're done with the meditation, or it can be 20 minutes. You can make the meditation as long as you want. And you're lying on your back, the alarm goes off, your arms are to the sides with the palms up. And when the alarm goes off, you say, Waheguru. And then you start this visualization where you are carrying your soul on an altar. We call it a palki. A palki is like an altar, a table with 4 legs on it. And you can carry it any way you want. You can be carrying it in your arms. You can imagine that other people are helping you carry it, whatever you want. And you begin chanting, Waheguru. And you're carrying your soul on this altar. And you decorate your altar, maybe with flowers or whatever you relate to. Could be shells, rocks, boughs of sage. Anyway, you're carrying your soul on the altar and you're walking with your soul, chanting Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru. You're walking toward the light. You're walking toward the infinite. And you practice this every morning before you get up. Then after whatever time you set, it can be 11 minutes, 20 minutes, the alarm goes off, and then you immediately flip over onto your stomach. Put your chin on the bed, on the mattress. Your arms are stretched up with your palms together. And you bless yourself and say, Waheguru, that I am being given another day of living. And I am going to make this a day of consciousness. And then you get up. So we're going to do that right now. So please be lying on your back. Find a place to lie on your back. Your arms are to your sides. And again, all these meditations are will be sent to you. You don't have to write them down. Or this meditation can be done every day for 40 days or as long as you want. The more you practice it, the more fearless you will be at the time of death. And the more fearless you will be in your life as well. Okay. So your arms are to your sides, your palms are up, and the alarm has just gone off. And say to yourself, or out loud is fine, say, Waheguru. And then immediately start to chant out loud or inside of you. If you chant inside of you, there's more of a chance of falling asleep. So you might want to chant out loud. And begin chanting Waheguru. Put your soul on your altar and begin carrying it. Carry it however you want. Decorate your altar with things that have meaning to you, flowers, garlands, plants, shells, flower petals, whatever you want, whatever has meaning, quartz, crystals, and keep chanting, Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru. And you're walking toward the light with your soul. Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru. And you can give it a tune. You can chant it any way you like, either a monotone or you can give it a tune. It doesn't matter. Be chanting with your soul toward the light. As you walk with your soul toward the light, drop any of your limitations. You're dropping your finite self. You're relating to your infinite self. Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru. Waheguru, 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 Waheguru. Vaheguru, 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 Inhale. The alarm has gone off again. Inhale. Flip over onto your stomach. The legs are together. Bring your arms straight out in front of you. Chin on the floor. And say Waheguru. And give thanks for your life. And give thanks for another day. Another day, another chance to live in consciousness. Inhale. And come sitting up. And again, do a little flash writing of what that experience was like for you. Give it a symbol if you want. Our time is up. Thank you, everyone. It was lovely to have you all here. Thank you. Let's bring our palms together and we'll do 3 long satnams. Inhale. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Blessing to everyone. Sat Nam. And thank you. God bless you.